talking about what's gone right for the Oilers over this 5-game winning streak now, but like Game 5 against the Kings, Game 6 against the Kings, Connor and Leon really didn't get a lot going offensively. And I know that last game they had the 2 points, the Perry goal and the Draisaitl goal, but like the power play still went 0 for 2. Like for the people who maybe would sit there and be like, the Oilers going to keep getting these contributions from their depth, I would argue Connor and Leon are actually probably due for a big night at some point here where the power play cashes in and they have their usual 3-4 points. Like they're always good for 1 or 2 of those in a series. I would argue even if the depth slows down, like we might have another level for Connor and Leon right away here.
Oh yeah, without question. They're due for, if Mikko Rantanen scoring 3 goals a period, out of it will right now. McDavid, we saw his first game, third period, although the Oilers lost, that, he can take it over, and Draisaitl just finds ways to score. It is funny that when you get depth scoring, even though Draisaitl and McDavid get 2 points, it doesn't stand out as much as it used to, which is a good thing. And I think, hey, good teams, that's why I've always argued, I never loved that, McDavid's not that good because they haven't won the cup. It's such a ridiculous, asinine assessment. You need good teams to win. McDavid went nuclear last year, and they lost in Game 7. I don't think he played poorly. They just lost a game. So you need good depth to win. And right now the Oilers have good depth and it's playing well. And it's a confident group. Like you see guys like Connor Brown, his celebration when he came after scoring, like he walked Shea Theodore guys. Like it wasn't like he was, he's walking, Jay Doughton in men's league. Like he's walking Shea Theodore at center
I heard that guy's
ice,
pretty good.
right? And, like Theodore is one of the best defensemen in Canada. He's one of the best defensemen in the world. And Brown just went right by him like he was a pylon almost. And then his celebration when he goes to the bench, he's just like, yeah, I expect to score right now. That's kind of the part I loved about it. Like he's got a ton of confidence where he comes back. He's just like, yeah, that's right. I can score. And that's what you need, right? That you want guys to believe in themselves. I think Hyman said it. He goes, man, Brown's got a real high level of belief in himself. And when you have that, it makes a big difference.
Like, again, Arvidsson and Podkolzin seem to be really buying into this identity on the fourth line, and they're getting contributions from Brown, and Frederick looks better. The second line's good. How sustainable do you think this play from the, let's call it the bottom 9, how sustainable do you think it is?
Well, I think very much so. Like Victor Arvidsson led the team in shots in Game 1. He only played like just under 10 minutes at 5-on-5. And he's always been actually a fairly high volume shooter. Podkolzin's a good forechecker. Janmark might be their smartest defensive player. And Podkolzin, like those two, they don't make any mistakes. That's what you can trust them to play anywhere on the ice. Now, Podkolzin's not going to bring you a ton of offense, right? And Janmark, for the most part, isn't in the huge offense. He's already scored 2 goals, which is great. But as you guys alluded to, the 2-on-1, it's not necessarily his forte at times. But if it's a breakaway, then he'll score. So I don't mind that line at all. Trent Frederick. To me, the minute they traded for him, I was pounding the pavement. They got to sign this guy. And, people got all upset because he wasn't playing. I'm like, I don't even care if Frederick plays this year. Trent Frederick long-term is what Edmonton needs because, who knows, Kane might have 1 more year. You need guys like Frederick. And I don't think Oilers fans have even seen just how robust he can be. He's getting better all the time, but he's got much more of a mean streak than we've seen thus far. And that'll continue to come out. Like now Connor Brown, he has 4 goals, but 2 of them are empty nets. So, hey, if you're on the ice with an empty net, I think it's sustainable that he scores that again. But, 2 goals in 7 games at 5-on-5 isn't like a ridiculous number that he has to pick up on. It's surprising maybe because you have lots of different guys contributing, but I wrote the article before the series started. Like every guy in the Oilers had at least 2 20-goal seasons except Frederick, Podkolzin, and Janmark. And Podkolzin and Janmark have had a 19 and 18-goal season. And Podkolzin comes in the lowest at quote, only 14. So all these guys have shown they have an ability to score, right, and contribute. So, and if you get a bunch of guys with 2, 3, 4 goals in the playoffs, you're doing pretty good.
I would just love to see Connor and Leon kind of like, okay, everyone's been talking about the depth, and that's great. We're a much better team than we've been in the past. You could argue, like, well-rounded team. But Connor and Leon tonight just stretch out a little bit and go, this one's on us. Brownie, doing great. Arvidsson, all these guys, Frederick, you guys are all playing awesome. Tonight, we got it.
So what do you need from them? Because last game they had the first goal and the second goal.
They were great.
But you need like 2 more.
I want like a 4-point night, 2 power play goals, like just crush their spirit.
A big power play goal would be impactful.
Would be nice to have a rip. We haven't had a ripping PP night.
No. And I've been itching for a ripping PP night.
So funny.
Bring it back on the rails. Vegas, PK, 26 in the NHL in the regular season.
I mean,
Because they were never on the penalty kill. They never got a chance to
I think they were
play.
second in PIMS. So, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they are disciplined. But all we have to do is keep moving our feet. Keep putting the pressure. Keep possession of the puck. They will take penalties.
Yeah, make them take the penalty.
Yeah.
I do agree with what Gregor said too. I think the speed of the Oilers is underrated. I don't think they're the quickest team in the league by
But they're
any means,
skating fast and playing fast, right?
Yeah, and I think they do play a pretty good tempo of hockey. So, I like that take, Ty, but I don't see it.
You think it's just going to be...
I don't think they...
You don't believe in the Oilers?
No, I believe in the Oilers. I just think that when that time, like the LA game 1, McDavid just decided it was his time to put the team on his back. But I don't think that's the same team. Like, I don't think McDavid needs to do that. He will come out and what do you have, 2 points, 3 points last game, whatever it ended up being, 2? That's awesome.
Am I a fool for still, like, a part of this take is, like, they scored 4 goals, they won last game, they only needed 3. There's a little part of me that's like, you might need 5 to win.
No, I don't.
You don't think so?
I don't disagree. I think they could, but I think this team is also just good enough to do it without them. I'll do it. Sounds like I'm underselling the impact.
It doesn't. I know what you're saying, though. It doesn't need all of them.
Yeah.
They're always going to be a factor. It's just, are they a 1-point factor or a 5-point factor? They're always going to be a factor. They're going to create havoc. There's not one game that they've played this series where they've not created havoc in the offensive zone. Right? Like, that's what they do. And sometimes they just rake points in, and sometimes it gets defended or a goalie makes a good stop or whatever, but they're going to be there. They're going to be there. They're thinking what you want them to be.
Yep.
It's just, will they get a puck past the goalie?
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.